right, episode number 2 is out. Long awaited. Sorry it took us a little while. Life got in the way.
Everything gets in the way.
Especially this girl here. We have a new addition. Her name is Zara. Little peanut for sure.
Crazy. Little bean.
Little bean. Joined the sick family. What do you feel about that?
It's great.
That's it.
No, really, I love it. I love it. It's probably the best thing ever. Everybody wants something when they come home, you know? Working long hours, whatever, as you guys know we do. It's great. Not only do I want to see my wife, but I really like this little peanut, something to look forward to.
I think for people who knew that we had a dog, Leo, they're probably wondering, are we nuts to do this all over again? But we miss taking care of something, I think, and having that companionship. At least I did.
Yeah, I mean, once you experience it, once you have it, and most of you obviously probably either have pets or had pets or whatever, but, once you have one, it's kind of like numerous things. Once you have one, you want another, and no matter what it feels like, if something happens or something like that, you still want it.
Yeah, I think because other people that do know, and I guess the people that don't know, Leo, our Chihuahua who passed away last summer, he was in renal failure, so we had to go to the vet every single day to do fluids and medications for him. So the staff, am I keeping you up?
Rude. Just look, I'm tired.
Anyways, to resume, those girls and that entire staff became family. And we couldn't have been more thankful for them. So shout out York Animal Hospital.
Yeah, for real. I mean, a blessing. Like everyone over there was treated everything with such grace and made us and her feel comfortable the entire time. And we couldn't have thanked them enough,
No. So I felt, that us taking Zara, because they called us and said, we don't know if you guys are ready for another dog, but we have one that we rescued, and she is a special needs. She has a cleft lip.
I'm special needs.
We're all special needs over here. And they said, why don't you just come on and meet her? And I guess that was it. Just going there and meeting her for the first time kind of solidified it.
It's one of those things. As soon as you look at her, I don't care who you are. As soon as you look at her, you see how small she is and you see how she is. You can't help but fall in love with the girl.
She's very handsy. But I guess we have another addition that's going to take a lot of our time on top of everything else that we're doing. But sacrifice, and
it's all right. It's so worth it.
It really is. It makes me sad some days. Like, I miss Leo so much because he was my soul dog. But she's fitting and integrating pretty well with us.
It's funny though. You think like, we're young, we got all this energy, whatever, we do all these things, and as soon as she's awake or doing whatever she wants to do, just trying to keep up with her is insane. I forgot what a puppy was like,
We also forgot too, like, Leo was blind.
Yeah.
And he could never see us. So now we have a puppy that can see us, and I think that was another big adjustment to remember.
It's kind of funny, like, you don't realize it until you're put in the moment, like, for her to be like, to see. Like, I figured I could just walk to the other end of the room and she wouldn't know where I was. Mm-hmm. Little did I know she's right underneath me, So that's different, but it's so fun, I don't know.
Puppy stage 2 is, I don't remember well, just because puppy stage for me was 10-ish years ago. So readjusting back to puppy stages is a little crazy because we're a piranha and a shark and an alligator all in one.
She's got a really long neck. If you think you can get away from her, here comes her head. Her body might be over there, but her head's over here.
Her mouth's wide open all the time.
And her teeth are like knives. The sharpest knife you have in your house, that's what she is.
She'll get us pretty good, but it's like having a newborn baby and a toddler at the same time because she can't do anything for herself, but she's mobile.
It's crazy.
She's tough, but yeah, we'll be dropping some cute Valentine's Day pictures of her. And we, I guess, are announcing that we have a new family member that's not a real life baby.
Yay.
I guess also is like the topic that everybody asks us about, especially with the news of the podcast. We faked you guys all out with maybe thinking that we were having a human baby.
It's like
not for us, but I feel like this is a topic of controversy with a lot of couples nowadays, and we get asked quite a bit when we're going to have kids or why we don't want kids or whatever the story is.
it's a huge topic. I mean, yeah, we've been getting it for a long time now, and it's one of those things that can be, sensitive to some and maybe not so much to others. But for us, there's a lot behind it, and maybe we can get into some of those details.
Yeah, I think it's more nonchalant. As we've gone throughout our relationship, and the people that have been asking us that question this entire time, we've kind of given a generic answer of like, we're so busy, we don't have the time, and we like our life. And while those things are pretty valid, it's just kind of surface level on why we chose not to.
Yeah, I mean, anybody can sit here and say, you know what, we're busy. We're busy. Other people are busy. But for us, it's kind of like, not only are we busy, but you have to really think about them too. You're gonna bring them into a world where, and many people have done this and they've done well, and that's so great. I don't think it's really for us. We thought, if we're going to be putting this much time into our work and into our professions, if we weren't available for that child to put in the same effort, we just thought, why do it?
Yeah.
Why?
Even from day one, I think, though, of our relationship, we were really on the same page about that, and we weren't avid on being parents. I don't really think it fits us, even though a lot of people say that we'd be fine and we'd figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just it. We've got that crowd saying the same thing. You'll figure it out, and in which case, we would.
We would.
But I think it comes down to being, I'm going to go ahead and say, selfish.
Yeah.
I really like, me personally, I really like where we're at, where we're headed, and what we've done so far. And I think that maybe adding something to that mix might not be for us. I don't know.
I don't really think it would be.
I feel like we sound really mean.
I know, and we are.
Like, I'm not trying to be like, hey, you guys should all get rid of your kids. Yeah.
No, we're not saying that at all.
Saying that.
We have, cousins, nieces, nephews, friends with kids. We love to love them and give them back.
Yeah, I mean, it really has nothing to do with that. I think. I think it's just, and especially the world we're coming into.
Yeah.
As all you guys know, I mean, it's ever changing, and it's ever changing every day.
It's scary for us to live and do things, let alone.
Yeah, I think there's a few things that they're sort of, the unanswered and the unknown is. And for us personally, I guess we don't want to venture down that road.
No, we're not saying like, if it happened, our world is over. It's
not.
Like if it did, it did.
If it did, it did. You know what I mean? It's
not an active venture for us, and I don't think it ever will be. And we're not trying to downplay the people that have kids either. Because
not at all.
If your dream is to be a parent, God bless you, and fantastic.
Yep.
we love that for you, and if that's truly like your calling and what makes you happy, then you have to do that, and we respect that. But we hope that in the same turn, people respect what we're saying on the fact of like, you know, what our dream is and what we want and what we value, and have the same respect. And I feel like it's not that way all the time. Sometimes
no, a lot
I feel
of
like
time.
some people make us feel bad for not having kids, or why, like, you know, those dumbass questions that,
or they just keep saying, "Oh, you'll have one. Don't worry.
yeah,
It'll happen. When are you gonna do it?" I don't know, man.
No.
You know, like what? But whatever. It is what it is.
And I also think that us being on the same page about it, I don't think we've gotten to really connect with other singles or couples who have felt the same way as us. And it is getting a little bit more difficult for us to, I guess, interact. I don't know if I want to say interact, but like when people are only talking about their kids and you have a couple that doesn't have kids, like the conversation is going to be a little stagnant because each side can't relate to where the other person is at.
Yeah. And there's really nothing bad about that.
Yeah.
It's just a different situation.
But it's tough. It's definitely tough to navigate because once I think kids come into play, and not that this is bad, but all parents do is talk about their kids.
I mean, it's great for them.
Yeah, no, it is. But I think being cognizant of the conversation that you're in, people are missing completely.
Yeah, it does happen. It does happen. I mean, we know a lot of people who are on the same page as us.
Yeah.
As far as like understanding and respecting our thoughts, and some that maybe don't know that avenue. They don't know how to treat that avenue, and that's okay too, because you know everybody's got their own thoughts, beliefs, opinions. I mean, we could go on for days.
Yeah.
And I think it just is what it is.
It is what it is. But I think taking more of a advent approach to telling everyone why, maybe we'll stop getting those questions.
We make it sound so bad, like we're the meanest people you've ever met. Legit.
We're really not. We love the littles. We love to love them and see everyone grow and live their lives, but we can't be compared to that sometimes. So
we're just dog parents.
Yeah. 2-income dog parents.
Dog parents.
Zara will have a pretty good life. Not that Leo didn't, but I think we'll do things a little bit differently this time with her. I don't know. Little Fabergé egg she is. She doesn't even weigh.
Little egg.
1.1 pounds, I think she weighs, and she's 10 weeks.
Some of you are going to have the most hilarious comments to how much she weighs, and I'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
Literally. She's so tiny, it's ridiculous. I'm telling you, when I first saw her, now let's go back. I'll go back to my childhood. I've always been a larger dog person.
Yeah.
I've had boxers. And so it was a totally different thing coming into life with like Leo. He was small, but he was like 8 to 10 pounds. And it's pretty small. And now we got one that weighs as much as what? I don't even know. But a pound is pretty like
box of macaroni.
We go to get sandwich meat at the store. It's the same way. It's ridiculous. Yeah, but I love it.
I don't know. I'm a tiny dog for life. I don't know if I could do large. I mean, I could, but when you got to think of the messes.
It's hard. I mean, she creates a mess too. It's just on a way smaller scale. You know, her poops are the size of a peanut, not the size of like a pair of shoes. You know what I mean? And I'm not bouncing around in the yard going, what the, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
We're tiny dog people for life, I think. But
for life.
I think that also the people that do know us, we said, no, we're never going to get a dog again. We're going to live life single.
Won't do it.
We're going to travel. We're going to do so much stuff. And then me being in school full time, I was like, there's no shot in hell that we can get another dog. And here we are.
I think life is just like that, though.
I think so.
You sit there and you get into those conversations about, like, you know what? I'm never going to do that again. How many of us have said, I'm never going to do that again? And how many times do we do it again? Good things, bad things, whatever. It is what it is, man. But really, you cannot help but love her. I mean, if any of you get to meet her, she's a button, that's for sure.
I know. Everyone will obsess over her at some point. And now we have an excuse to go back to York.
That's right. Our home away from home.
Yeah, we'll stay here for a while, and I don't know. Like, she's just fit, and you kind of just know when you know.
Yeah, classic.
Again.
Literally cliche. You know when you know. Yep.
That was us, though. Because she just fit.
So funny, but yeah.
Yeah, no kids for us. Tiny dog parents for life. And I think
most of you are like, damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it. I'm sure we would. I'm sure we would be great at it. I don't know.
Everyone always thought too, like, oh, your kid would come out tattooed, and
yeah, I love that one. That one's
be
my
like,
favorite.
nah, I think our kid would hate that about us, or wouldn't want us to come to pick him up from school. I'd be embarrassed.
I don't even know, though. It is so hard. Like, how do you know? When it comes out, how do you know that day that they're going to be like, yep, I'm going to follow in their footsteps. I'm going to do like, you got no idea. So all you guys out there with kids and stuff, like, God bless you guys. Really. Like,
I would be petrified that my kid wouldn't like me. Like, and I know that they get to that age sometimes of, like, teenager or young adult, but, like, that's pretty scary. Because the relationships that we have with, like, my parents and you had with your parents, like, best friends.
Yeah,
they are.
Total different.
Versus, like, we see some people that have kids or people that we do know, their kids don't want anything to do with them. And they're, obviously grown adults, but, like, that's kind of scary.
It's like bad gambling.
Yeah. Bad gambling. Yeah. I don't know on that. I think it's just a big deterrent. And then, we do like our life. We do get to sleep. Yeah, maybe not you, but I at least get to sleep 8 hours a night.
Yeah, I don't sleep. Any of you guys know that me, I don't ever sleep.
Mike can't come back.
I was trying to take a nap right here, and guess what? Here we are. So after this, I'll probably pass out.
Probably, but
no, I'm just kidding.
You don't sleep either because we're always working, and we don't get to do a lot of family functions. We don't, get to go on vacation a lot, and that's enough. I'm gonna switch this topic now because people look at our life that truly don't know us or know what we have going on and think, oh, it must be nice to be them, or yeah, they don't have kids, so they got a load of money. Or what other dumb comments do
Where
you
is
get?
it?
Yeah, where?
Where is it? I'm looking. I was digging in the backyard, and I didn't find shit.
Mm-hmm.
I dug in some other land we have. I didn't find shit there.
I think those comments really, truly bother me the most is that when people do not understand where we're at in our life, and it's a simple question of, hey, like, how are you guys doing? What do you guys have going on? Not one person, I think, truly asks those questions, short of the close people to us. And I think social media, here we go again, is so stigmatized that everyone thinks that our life is rainbows and butterflies and that we have endless amounts of money and, oh, look, they can go stay here and they're there, and, like, we take people by surprise because we're always doing something different. But the real life answer to that is that we are literally working so hard to get to where we need to be.
Yeah, it's tough though. Yeah, obviously not a lot of people can see that. And a lot of it is just guessing or assuming and stuff like that. So it is tough. I can see both sides, but we do get that a lot. And it's, we've really built everything that we have from the bottom. And when I mean bottom, I mean bottom,
Yeah.
really bottom. There's probably some of you that listen or chime in or that may know some of my life or some of, my past life or where I came from. And it was the same way. It really looked like something different, but it was totally opposite of what you're thinking. And that's a whole nother subject. But maybe if some of you are feeling that same thing too, we'd like to see that in the comments below, or let us know how you feel or how you see it, and if people do the same thing to you.
Yeah.
I think people really misjudge.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. Especially for all of our other friends and our family that own their own businesses, they get the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
But also, like, we know as business owners how hard people are actually working, and like when they own their own business, we can tell that person is really putting in the work, or that person is successful, but are they really putting in that amount of work? Like, just based off of the things that they say or the things that they're doing or what they spend their money on. That personally we know.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of business owners are going through that right now. And people don't give the credit, where it's due, because running a business is hard. It's not for the weak by any stretch.
Dude, and listen, I know that some of you that are listening, I know you guys have these businesses, and I know you guys go through the same thing. So really, I'd like to hear about it. I mean, I get to talk to you every once in a while,
It would be nice if like someone wrote in and shared their experience, and we could kind of relate. Or
absolutely.
I know that a lot of people have asked us, how do you guys manage? How do you guys manage your stress? Or how do you have time for each other? Or all of those just random questions, and I don't really have an answer for it.
I think it really starts at the first day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the first day of owning business. The first day that Bree and I got together.
Yeah.
First day. Like, it really starts from there.
That's so sweet of you to say.
Yeah. Here we go. But it does, because if and we're going into a relationship topic here, if right away, and a lot of you are going to be like, yeah, that's cliche. Well, again, when you know. But if you have that inkling, if you have that feeling, your ability to take that and run is going to be way better than you'll ever even know. I mean, I knew obviously in the beginning that it was going to be great, but I didn't know that we were going to do all the stuff we've done, and really it starts from day one. If you're not in it with your partner, no matter what they're doing, whether it be your combined business or their sole business, or if they're going back to school, or if they're doing this or that, you really do, as much as people are like, you should really be behind them. You should. You gotta be. You gotta be 100% for them. Eat, sleep, and breathe it. That's how it's gotta be.
I think a lot of people have wondered how I'm doing school full time. I'm a full-time non-traditional student.
Yep.
We own 2 trucking companies and another one that we're not going to say quite yet. And we're looking into starting 2 more. I mean, it's just, without the support, you physically could not do it. I think a lot of people have jealous partners. I think a lot of people have partners that don't understand their headspace, that don't have a good foundation, that don't feel supported and loved. Like, I know when I step out of the house every day to go do what I need to do, that you're behind me 100%. And the amount of support that I have makes that drive just a little bit deeper, so that I know that I have a backing to do what I need to do to get us somewhere. And I think initially when Mike asked me to quit my job to do the trucking, I was terrified, because I was always used to us having 2 incomes and being able to financially support myself and be independent and do what I wanted to do with my money. And that was something, that we did before we got married. And that was a little bit more scary too. And I know a lot of women out there are the same way, like just because of the era that it is now that women own their own businesses and they work full time and they choose to do that. And that's fantastic.
It's great.
But it was definitely scary to know like where my money would have been coming from because it was Mike's money. And it took me a while to realize that it wasn't just Mike's idea and I was helping him get somewhere. But it was a joint effort because what I was doing, he couldn't do and drive at the same time. He couldn't go out and make connections or make friends or put his feelers out and see what worked and what didn't if he had to do what I was doing back at home. And for anyone out there that does own a trucking company, your significant other is your lifeline when it comes to that because you can't trust a lot of people with money. You can't trust people, doing your taxes. And like you as a business owner need to know what's going on within your organization before you try to step out and trust someone else to take care of it for you. So I think us doing that together not only made our foundation stronger, but it made our business stronger for a while.
It did, yeah.
Not that the business isn't strong now, but if you're in trucking, you know that the industry is just not what it used to be anymore. And we're on a verge of a lot of changes that are going to make the small people like us cease to exist. And it's coming. And the faster that people realize it and try to get ahead of it is probably going to be the best. But new shit is coming and new companies are taking over. And they're a lot larger than, people that own 5 to 40 trucks. It's just not going to be a thing. But for the people that don't have that support, they aren't going to make it regardless.
Yeah, you really got to have it. I mean, and it comes down to so many things. I always joke that I'm the workhorse and she's the bookworm, but it really is. It's more than that because at this point, how much she's learned in the business could if she had her CDL, she could just overtop, you know what I mean? Do just the same as me, if not more. But you really do have to have it because every time you're having a conversation or you got to send an email, you don't even have to tell your significant other. They're already doing it when you're thinking it. That's the level.
I think people think that's so fabricated when we say
it's not.
We already know what each other's thinking without having to say it.
No.
And you'll come home and you'll start out a conversation and be like, yep, that. And he's like, how the fuck?
Or
how did you know?
Or you already did it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I just got here. I didn't say anything about it. Yep. Got it taken care of. Okay. That's how you know. That's how you know. And that's how you know your business is going to succeed because you've got your other half, like really your other half, cliche again. I need to think of new shit to say. Jesus. Yeah, but it is. It's your other half should really be your other half. That's why they call it your other half.
Yeah.
Yin and yang, man. Like
my best friend, my homie.
So
we got it definitely on pat, and I think that's something I'm super proud of.
Yeah, if anything.
Such an accomplishment though to get here, and even for what I'm trying to do. Going back to school and everything, I come home and spit out everything I learned to you every day.
I go to school too. For free. Love it.
But for me to come home and be so excited to tell you what I learned and how I've related it to what we're doing or what we're going to be doing, and you get so excited to hear it, like I'm just like an Energizer bunny trying to get it out as fast as I humanly can.
You guys got it. You got one of these episodes. You got to see it. It's hilarious. Should be talking so fast that my eyes go crossed. I'm still listening because I love it.
But without the support, I couldn't do it. I couldn't take the time out of my day to go to school and actually clear my mind of everything else we have going on to be able to focus on what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. People are probably thinking like, all right, that's great. You got these businesses and you're going to school. Now, where do you, when you're going to school, where do you put the piece of paper between and say, I'm in school, not at trucking.
See, like, though, all my emails are linked together. So, like, I see when the trucking stuff is coming through, and I'm at school. So, yeah, when I see the emails come through when I'm at school, I just kind of don't prioritize them at all until I'm able to have, like, a free second. Because trying to balance both sometimes is really, really difficult, but I feel so free at school. And I think that also is... your support plays a big role into that, to know that I can set aside what I'm supposed to be doing so that I can focus on what actually is going on for me, to be able to do like a good job, and get us to the next step.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, you really got to give your significant other that that freedom to be able to do what not only do they want to do, but, hello, McFly.
Are you stroking out?
Yeah, yes. I need a freaking nap, man.
Anyway, long story short, then, having the support of your partner.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. That's what drives you to the next thing each time. It doesn't matter. Each day you come home, we conversate about both ends of the spectrum, and it really ties itself together.
Yeah.
And it helps us with the next day and the next day and the next day. And you really need that to be able to keep going and stay hyper focused on what it is you're each doing, but as a whole as well,
I think not a lot of people know how to like be cognizant of what they're doing, but also in the back of their mind knowing what your partner is doing.
Yeah. If you're that tight and in that good of shape, relationship wise, it's going to be no stretch for you to, like we said earlier, automatically know what the next person's going to do, say, think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know.
I think that's the shock factor that we kind of give to everyone, because they don't know how we do this.
Yeah.
But we do what we do with each other, and I think that's just the biggest point that we can reflect on, is that we have each other to do those things. And if we didn't, we wouldn't be doing any of this.
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't, me specifically, if I didn't have the support to do what I do, and the feeling of when I step out that door and I know I'm hopping in that truck or whatever it is, if I'm working in the shop, I know that every other piece of the puzzle is getting solved by my significant other. That is the way it's got to be, and vice versa. If there's something that she needs me to do, that's how we do it. It's only fair for one, but I love to do it. Number two, I mean, we both love to do it equally. So I think that's it. That's where the magic is, really, if you want to call it that.
We don't get sick of each other either, and I think that people want to believe that everything's perfect all the time, but sometimes it's not. We rarely have days where we disagree, or we can't come to a conclusion or a solution, but we're human, so trying to figure things out together, you're going to have those obstacles.
Yeah, but you also have to have the mental capability to know that those things are going to arise.
Yeah.
No matter what. Her schooling, our business, those things are always going to arise. Those problems, the everyday problems, the your own, us as individual problems, but you have to know and keep it in your mindset that you're going to deal with those problems. You're going to make it right. The both of you are going to make it right. And then, obviously tomorrow is another day, but you keep moving forward. And I know people say that all the time, but really stick to it, because that's the only thing that's going to do it.
You will go forward and you will go back when you own a business. That's never, a straight, solid line of progression. It'll go up and down, side to side, backwards, forward. It kind of just depends on the nature of your business, but you have to be able to expect those things to happen and be okay with those things happening. Even though, in the moment, you want to pull your hair out or drive your truck off a cliff.
Look, there's been so many times where you're just like, you know what? Today's the day. Today is the day. This is it. I'm over it. And that stuff happens all the time. But just knowing you have the help, you have the support, just like she said, it goes a long ways. You wouldn't believe it. You don't want to believe it. It seems fabricated. I don't know what else to tell you guys. That's the cold hard truth.
What works for us too may not work for other people, and we're not saying to follow, everything that we're saying to a T because it works for us.
Yeah. What works for us might not work for you. However, sometimes in this life, it's really nice to bounce things off of each and every one. Maybe people that are in the business, or maybe you guys who aren't in the business. We'd also like to hear, your input in what has worked maybe for you, and maybe it's something that may enhance us. We're always open to those ideas. Business, relationship, it doesn't matter what it is. We're always open. If anybody knows Bree and I, we're eager for the next step of anything. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, we're always looking to learn something. And I think the more people that are able to collaborate with each other and to bounce ideas off, friends, family, business owners, your significant other, you're only growing at that point. And you don't ever want to stay stagnant, because if you stay stagnant, you're going to get left behind.
You will. It happens really, really fast too. You wouldn't even believe it. You wake up the next day and you're already behind.
Yeah.
And a lot of this too, and you have to separate. You have to be careful of, what's fact fiction, what's made up, and a lot of that happens in our business. You get hearsay, you get this, you get that. You have to be very careful and keep a straightforward mind and kind of, like I try to do. Every day is low key.
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer in low key.
Yeah.
If anybody knows me, I kind of stay.
You're a ghost.
Stay where I need to be. You know what I mean? If I'm focused, I'm focused. You probably won't get my attention, and that's no offense. If I'm focused on something, that's where I'm headed. I'm going for it, and that's the only thing I'm going to do.
You do that so stealthily, though. Like, you'll go missing for a while, and everyone's like, "Where's Mike? Is he ever gonna come around? You guys want to have dinner?" Like, and that's just a thing that we just can't do, and we would love to. But if we have a goal that we're trying to get to, which right now we have a couple, and we got to get there in the next year.
Yeah.
You won't really see or hear from at least Mike. I'm a little bit more like social in that aspect of, like, I still hang out with my friends, or I still kind of like post on social media. But Mike, forget it. Like, ghost, we don't post on social media except for if it's our anniversary or my birthday, and he doesn't look at it, doesn't talk to anyone. But that's just how you do things. That's
how I do things. How I've been doing things for years. And like I said, if there's anybody listening that really knows me, that's just who I am. It's no offense to anybody, because I get along with 99% of people. I never really have a problem. I'll teach the next person just as much as they taught me. I think that's another valuable thing, and I think it's something that everyone should try to carry with them.
Yeah.
If someone's willing to teach you something, maybe take that and pay it forward and teach the next person.
That's what you've said from the beginning. Like, when we first started dating, you said if you don't learn something new every day, you're not going anywhere.
That's right.
So every single day for 10 years, we've learned something new.
Every day.
Every day. And the way that you do things have rubbed off on me, and I think here we come back around to the fact that we're making each other better human beings than we were before. And I think always striving to be better and lift that person up that's going to be forever. It's not just
Yeah, it's not just a today thing. That's a forever thing, and it's really, that is probably one of the best things to feel. Honestly, speechless.
The way we do things are pretty untraditional, but
it is and it isn't. It's kind of it's 50-50. I feel like a lot of people have wondered over the years.
Yeah.
You know.
And now we're spilling all of our secrets out here.
So,
just kidding. There's a lot of things people still don't know. But I don't know.
Yeah. You know what? One day at a time.
We'll save some secrets for some more episodes then.
Yeah, but really, we'd like to hear your guys' input and maybe share some few secrets that maybe you guys have, or maybe have worked for you, helped you, or maybe share us something that you learned from us.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
See, because we're always eager and we hope that maybe we can help some of you too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I ain't no doctor,
Definitely not.
but I'm definitely sick.
Wow.
Dad joke of the day.
Yeah, definitely don't take everything we're saying with a grain of salt. We're not professionals by any stretch, but
yeah,
what's worked for us has worked for us, and a lot has happened in the last 10 years, especially the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, just upside down and backward, I can't even begin to explain what we've been through in the last 2 years alone.
Yeah.
The business has just taught us so much. I mean, a lot of people involved, some of you listening have helped tremendously. And I can't thank, we can't thank you guys enough. And some of the people that are kind of involved in the same business too, that might be listening.
We wouldn't be where we are without the help of everyone or without the support, and especially launching the podcast.
Yeah.
We've gotten so much love from you guys, so we want to say thank you, and we appreciate the support, and we love each and every one of you who take the time to listen to us ramble about
about random, literally about random stuff.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Not me either. Who really wants to listen to me talk? Literally, half the time I'm talking too soft so nobody can hear it.
Yeah, you're so quiet.
It's just, I just stay quiet.
All right.
I'm just the quiet dude. However, it does work very well for one of our businesses.
Yeah. Just keep pushing forward. That's all we can do. But definitely, I think having you guys, write in.
Yeah.
And, telling us experiences or asking us questions, we'll start linking them in all of our social media so that everyone else can see. And we'll touch base on at least a couple per week. So go ahead and like and subscribe and email us. Our email's right in our Instagram. So follow us, Called In Sick. We'll leave you guys with that, and we'll get going on the next episode, and we won't keep you guys waiting so long.
Yeah. Don't forget to call in sick tomorrow.
All right. See ya. Okay, Amelia, cut this here.